This is M. Carter Pierce, and this is the Daily Reel. The excuses and the lies have been profuse since Tuesday night's blue tsunami. No, it wasn't just a blue wave, it was a blue tsunami. The main excuse that I heard was Trump wasn't on the ballot and the shutdown. The truth of the matter is, Trump was on the ballot. You might not have seen his name appear, but his policies, and Republicans no less, that cohorted with him in this mess, they were on the ballot. They were on the ballot. The lies, and I've actually addressed it with some people, explaining to them. You see, I've moved a few times in my life. In 5 separate states, I've had to walk into human services offices to secure SNAP and to secure Medicaid because I am disabled. See how far you can get if you don't have a birth certificate and a social security card. They're not even going to take your application. So the lie that Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are pushing, that Democrats want to give free health care to illegal aliens, is false. It's just false. It's a lie. Then they say, well, they want to give it to criminals and prisoners and all that. That is such a closed box, prejudiced view. It's utterly amazing, but that's what you get from a guy who had a 1.28 GPA at Wharton Business College. Okay? It's a total freaking lie, and Americans know it. Most of the Americans that get Medicaid and SNAP, some may have applied online, but basically at some point you're going to have to walk in to what was commonly known as a welfare office or a human services office. And you're going to have to present these documents. And they know it because they've done it. And they know it's a lie. Donald Trump was on the ballot. This shutdown, for those who don't understand it, is because Trump's big, beautiful bill in funding the government, they want to cut out the tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare. 121 million, I think. I'm not sure of the number, but without Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act, 121 million Americans would not have health insurance because it's too damn expensive. Because people like Bush 43 and Trump have given these billionaire companies all these tax breaks. And they just continue to raise the rates. It's a never-ending profit pursuit for them. It got to the point where people were saying, the hell with it, I can't afford insurance. You know, it was so funny back when the Affordable Care Act was being debated. Republicans were talking about death panels, Democratic death panels. They're the ones that are essentially running a death panel right now. Because what's going to happen for some people, like one person I know, well, I've heard of 2 people so far, 2 individuals who they have their wife on their policy and their current monthly bill is like around $500 a month. And they got new bills for $1,400 a month. I heard of a family that pays $2,000 a year and it's going up to $6,000 a year. Those people are going to say, let's see, healthcare or food. think I'll buy food, which, by the way, the price of that is continually going up through the roof, thanks to Trump and his tariffs. His made up garbage trade war, which is being argued in the Supreme Court right now. Well, actually, it was argued yesterday, and we're waiting for a decision on that. So far, at least 4 judges have said the Trump tariffs are illegal. If we could stop that, we could start to bring America back to where it's supposed to be, because everything's getting too expensive. Why in God's name are we buying Argentinian beef? You just told the cattle ranchers, especially like in places like Texas, to go to hell. Yes, Trump was on the ballot. And believe it or not, Americans are like you and I are waking up and seeing Trump for who he is. The polls, and I've seen several of them. My mom used to teach me, God rest her, she taught me years ago that everybody can't be wrong. Every poll that's come out recently has shown Trump in the negative. People are not happy with how he's doing with the economy, with immigration, with the ICE raids, with the tariffs. Yeah, he was on the ballot. Not a single freaking Republican won Tuesday night. Not one. They all lost. Winsome Earl was running for a black woman, and she's MAGA, was running for governor of Virginia. She's the current sitting lieutenant governor. She ran for governor, she lost. Youngkin's gone, and she's gone too. Abigail Spanberger is going to be the governor in Virginia. As well, the lieutenant governor is a Democrat, and the attorney general. Mississippi lost its supermajority of Republicans for the first time. In New Jersey, Jack Ciattarelli is going to hit the road because Mikey Sherrill won. And she set a record, a history moment for her. Because this is the first time in New Jersey that Democrats have held the governor's office for 3 consecutive terms. Murphy got 2, and now with Mikey Sherrill coming in, that's going to be the 3rd one. Democrats in control. And in California, people stood in lines for hours to vote for Proposition 50. 63% supported Gavin Newsom. So Trump's plan of gerrymandering 5 seats for Republicans and stealing 5 seats from the Democrats in Texas, well, it just got effectively canceled because Gavin Newsom is fighting back. And we're imploring more governors to take this approach. They want to play dirty? It's time to play dirty. You want to throw the rule book out the window? Throw it out. So, in review, the shutdown is Trump's. Trump has to own this. This is why I'm running against John Fetterman. John Fetterman said that Democrats need to own the shutdown. Why? They're fighting for not just Democrats, but Republican families so that they can have health care also at as it is an affordable rate. It's got to end. Trump was on the ballot. Trump's policies were on the ballot. And if you were an enabler of Trump, like the MAGA Republicans, you're going to pay the price too. It's only a matter of time before Congress wakes up and sees hitching your wagon to this lame duck horse was a bad idea. Because he's going down in many ways. Everything he's doing is turning to shit. Watch carefully. His vendetta prosecutions against Letitia James and Jim Comey, they're going out the window. His attorney generals that they're putting in there that haven't passed congressional muster, like Alina Habba, her days are over in New Jersey. Her days are over. Trump tried to do an end run around the court, said it failed. They're deciding her fate right now. You want to bet she's out of there? Lindsay Halligan's on that same train too. And a couple of others that Trump has appointed into these, or Trump and Bondi appointed into these places without congressional muster. They've overstayed their 120 days. They're out. They're going to get bounced. So yes, the shutdown, which is Trump's name was on the ballot Tuesday in the form of people remembering his policies. So he was on the ballot. This is M. Carter Pierce, and you've been watching The Daily Reel. Like, subscribe, share, and comment, unless you're MAGA, because we don't have time for you anymore. If you try to invade our space, we will delete and block you, for starters. This is an anti-MAGA zone. As for the rest of you, see you on the next one.